The ancient Greeks had a secret about love that we have almost forgotten. They understood something profound, something that transcends the physical world we obsess over today. They called it Philia and intellectual Eros. This was not a love of the body, but a love of the mind and soul. Imagine walking through the sunlit streets of Athens, where philosophers gather in the agora, debating the nature of existence. Here, in this cradle of Western civilization, the Greeks discovered the highest form of human connection. Aristotle captured it perfectly when he wrote that true friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. This is the moment when two minds recognize each other's greatness, when intellectual sparks ignite into an eternal flame. Let us journey back to the battlefields of Troy, where the greatest warrior who ever lived found his anchor. Achilles was invincible, a demigod whose rage could turn the tide of war. Yet all his strength meant nothing without Patroclus. In Homer's Iliad, these two warriors shared a bond that went beyond brotherhood. They were Philotatos, the most beloved to each other. Patroclus was not just Achilles' companion. He was the mirror of his soul, the only person who could calm the storm within the hero's heart. When Patroclus fell in battle, Achilles' grief shook the foundations of the world. This was not mere friendship. This was two souls so intertwined that one could not exist fully without the other. Centuries later, another pair of souls would reshape the known world. Alexander the Great conquered an empire that stretched from Greece to India, but he did not do it alone. Beside him stood Hephaestion, his closest companion since childhood. Alexander once said of him, "He too is Alexander." This was not flattery or sentiment. Hephaestion was Alexander's second mind, his most trusted advisor. The only person who truly understood the king's grand vision for uniting East and West. When Hephaestion died, Alexander's grief was so profound that he ordered cities to extinguish their sacred fires. The conqueror of the world was brought to his knees by the loss of the one soul who truly knew him. On the island of Lesbos, a different kind of temple existed. Here, the poet Sappho created a sacred circle of learning, where young women studied the mysteries of beauty. Poetry and the soul. Sappho taught that love was an education of the heart. Her verses spoke of the shaking of the soul, that overwhelming recognition when one mind meets another in perfect harmony. In her school, surrounded by gardens and art, women explored the intellectual dimensions of love. They understood that true connection happens when souls commune through shared pursuit of beauty and truth. The story of Damon and Pythias reveals perhaps the most extreme test of this soul connection. When Pythias was sentenced to death by a tyrant, Damon offered to take his place in prison so his friend could settle his affairs. This was not blind faith or foolish loyalty. Damon knew Pythias' soul so completely, so intimately, that he had logical certainty his friend would return. And return he did, even when delay might have cost him his life. The tyrant was so moved by this demonstration of soul bond that he freed them both in